top.
All right. We in there now?
So now it's just waiting.
Are there two links?
Refresh. We cooking with grease. Let's go. Cigars and whiskey live. Let's go.
All right.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Good morning. Good afternoon. Good night. Welcome to another episode of Cigars and Whiskey, the podcast that discusses love, relationships, sex, and dating from a male's perspective. I'm your guy, Ron Coe, and I'm joined by my guy, White Star GB.
We're shaking.
All right.
Yeah, man.
Big shout out to everyone tuned in. Please remember to share so we can get more people to tap into the conversation.
Check.
We have a great show for you guys tonight. Tonight, we are drinking blended and bottled THL whiskey, American, the Hill Haven Lodge.
Yeah, blended whiskey out of Beverly Hills.
Straight American whiskey. All right. Blended. It's a blended, right? And tonight, we are going to discuss, we'll be reacting to, what's the name of the video? Name of the video. Sorry, guys. Black men, they have a sit down and express how it feels to deal with black women. We're going to be reacting to that video. And also,
we will be nice.
And we are going to discuss for better or for worse. All right. Loyalty and relationships and marriage. Are you obligated to stay in a situation where you're not treated right based on different circumstances? So we titled it For Better or For Worse.
Yeah, that
sounds
about right.
All right. So we'll jump right into it. But before we get into it, White Star GB.
What up?
How was your week, man?
My week was going good until tonight. I mean, Knicks blew it. You know what I mean? We ain't finished up the job. From New York, so I'm a de facto Knicks fan.
That's what I was going to ask you because I thought you were an L.A. fan.
Yeah, I grew up a Knicks fan. When LeBron came to the league, I kind of started rocking with Bron, and I kind of go anywhere he goes. But now he's in L.A., so I'm rocking with L.A. But it felt good to see the Knicks make a little run, but, season's over. So,
Well, that's their run was a lot longer than they had in a very, very long time, man.
Yeah.
Second round is it's not,
formidable.
Yeah, it's formidable.
Yeah.
Did you expect that from them, though?
No, I didn't. But the way things kind of was folding out and, rooting for teams in the past, you kind of see seasons unfold. I'm a Giants fan, so you see a couple of things break your way, and all of a sudden you're in a Super Bowl, and you can't, you don't always start the season thinking you're the best team in the league or in your division, but once you start making a run and your team starts getting hot, starts feeling good when you start winning some playoffs game, and then you're rocking and rolling.
Huh? It's always next year, right?
Nah, that's not always next year. You need luck, you need health, and you need the team to stay together for the most part. But
yeah.
what happens though? Yeah, man. Mother's Day's coming up. Mother's Day's this weekend.
Yes. Of course. Shout out to all the mothers out there.
Absolutely.
Mothers, grandmothers, great grandmothers. Shout out to women in general, man.
Yeah,
just for holding it down.
Yeah.
Shout out to my mom. Shout out to my wife too. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I got a bunch of aunts. I got about
aunties,
8 aunties, and shout out to all of them.
Absolutely. I would
great
be
women.
Remiss to not shout out my mother, my wife, and my daughter, who's celebrating her first Mother's Day this year. So men build the world, women create it. And we can't take that away from them.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? You are appreciated.
Absolutely.
How was your week, dog?
It was cool, man. of course, I'm just glad the weekend is here, so we can be back with you guys, man. So, yeah, man. Again, shout out to everyone tuned in. Again, remember to share so we can get more people to tap into the conversation.
Yeah.
If you are on the live right now, by all means, do us a favor. We're going to give you a great show, so hit the like button now so we get it out to more people. Right now, hit the like button. All right? All right, so.
Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff.
Absolutely. So.
Good stuff.
First
What we
things
drinking, huh?
first.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry about that, guys.
We sipping.
Yeah. Before we jump into the conversation, White Star GB, why don't you let the people know what we
We
drinking
are
tonight?
drinking Hill Haven whiskey. The Hill Haven Lodge whiskey is a collaboration between Diego and Hollywood director and current owner of the Hill Haven Lodge, Brett Ratner. He directed Rush Hour. He did the prequel to the Silence of the Land, the Red Dragon.
Okay.
So he lives up there in Beverly Hills. So this whiskey is a blend of bourbon from the 2000s, Tennessee whiskey from the 1990s, and a rye whiskey from 1980s. So it's a decent blend, and they kind of went into the vaults, to get something good out of it. I listened to a YouTube to a live that he did when this dropped in 2020, and he was discussing the background of the property that this is created off of, and the Hill Haven Lounge was built by a Hollywood, we would call him a real estate mogul.
Okay.
And he built the house to party. So he would have people come up from Hollywood. Eartha Kitt would come and party. Brent Selleck, you know what I mean? People, would come and rock. And he built this whiskey off of the good times that they had over at his residence.
Gotcha.
And this is hand bottled. And the bottle, I think, really stands out. He said the bottle is made out of a 3-part process, and
it is a nice looking bottle.
It's a nice heavy bottle.
Yeah.
I think that's what initially drew me to it. It looks like old Hollywood. It looks like a whiskey decanter, something that you pour the whiskey into.
Yeah.
This is a nice collector's edition. Like, I actually bought one for myself for my collection, just to have around the house. It looks it's a very nice bottle. Now the whiskey on the nose, I'm getting a very fruity, not a dry fruit, but a fresh fruit kind of smell. Like, it's very lively and it's very like springy, and then I'm getting a almost like a wood kind of.
I was gonna say I'm getting sort of like a piney.
Okay. Yeah,
a piney.
Yeah,
type of vibe.
that might be the wood that I'm getting. Now on the palate, at first I'm really tasting the Tennessee whiskey. I think that really kind of comes out real. It at first it really gives me a Jack Daniels kind of vibe, but on the back end, that's where you can really kind of taste the youngness and the blend of it. Little bit of a chemically taste, but
yeah.
It doesn't deter me
I'm
from it, but it doesn't make it a great whiskey.
Yeah, because what I'm getting is orange, like sort of like an orange Dayquil.
Okay, all right.
And I'm not saying in a total like bad way.
All right.
It's not like totally in a bad way.
Yeah.
Right. But I guess it's that a little bit of like a citrus in there.
Yeah.
But it does have like a mineral taste to it also.
On the back end.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's where the blend came in, and all that. But we're gonna work on it, and we'll let you know how it fares and what we think of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But it looks nice. Absolutely.
Again, if you are watching the live right now, when you come in, please hit the like button so we can get it out to more people. All right. So, first thing we're gonna react to, it's a video that went viral, gone viral, It's basically a sit down with black men and black women, and they're discussing the issues that they have with dating black women. All right. I guess we'll jump right into it, right?
Yeah, please.
All right, cool.
They get mad. You want to think you're mad? I'm mad too. There's a lot of anger inside of me. What about us? Black women talk about me, me, me. What about us black men? We go through stuff too. We're tired of hearing the same thing of, oh, we're independent women. We're independent this, we're independent that. I'm independent too. We have a lot in common. You have this imaginary wall around you. I don't know who damaged you. And me being a black man, I have to suffer for what somebody did to you? That has nothing to do with me. I'm not the enemy. I get that a lot from black women, that we're the enemy, we're liars, cheaters, we're dogs.
My man was going, he's about to cry.
Diary of a Mad Black Man.
Yo, fam, stop.
I have a journal I keep. And then when I show this side to women, they think it's a weakness. It's not a weakness, it's actually a strength. But then when I show this to you, to black women, you don't know how to receive it. Yeah. Because you're so used to being abused. It makes it hard for me to get to know this.
Black women look at me and say, I can tell you don't like us. I'm like, what? I don't like you. I love you, but I can't help it if I learn 20 instruments. I can't help it if I play flute, walk barefooted on the beach. And I'm from South Central. I was amazed at you, because I even told you, I said, you're a beautiful girl. And I watched yesterday.
Michael, she's a beautiful woman.
Okay, I'm sorry about that. Beautiful woman.
Yeah.
So you're a beautiful girl. And I told him, I said, this generation right now, people in their 20s, it's hard. Y'all making it hard on these brothers. We gotta wake up every day. Everything has to be about status. We gotta buy this, even if we can't afford it. And then y'all on Instagram, beautiful, and you talking like you don't have no daddy. You sound like a dude talking. Like you ain't got no home training. Oh, what the and you say you a bad bitch? That's not a bad bitch. I'm talking in general. I'm talking about the general that you're, how old are you?
22.
Yeah, your generation. Girl, you're 22 years old, you doing this. You having hot flashes?
Yes, it's hot.
Michael, that's disrespectful. I want you to understand that. Why would you do that?
Because I'm being funny. I'm a different kind of personality. Now you're trying to make me look bad like I disrespected her.
You did.
I got a son with a black woman. My mother's black.
You disrespected this woman and this woman at this time.
Kind of
My experience is you guys are always mad. It feels like, we're not good enough. It's always, well, I want the guy who's popping, who's on.
I pop my own bottles.
Are you pissed off?
She can't respond to that.
Well, I can tell she's angry.
How does that then make you feel? What is your response to her anger?
It's like, well, I'll just date the Latin women.
Sometimes you just look at a black woman and go, baby, what are you mad for? You gonna give us everything, everything you can with it, and then you just like, baby, I didn't need that. That attitude scares a lot of men off. Like, I can't deal with the attitude, because as a man, I gotta get out here and get this money. And then you come home and you got a battle, you're like, it's not worth it.
White Star GB.
Oh, to me first, right? How about you? How you feel about it? How about you go first?
I think
Switch up the roles.
these brothers had some valid points.
Yeah. Nah.
I think they had some valid points. First dude, he said that he's not really accepted by black women. Yeah, black women don't want to date him. And when he goes and tries to date he gets flack from black women. But I'm not judging anybody. But I don't know, aesthetically, there's a certain look or a certain type of guy that black women go for. And when I look at him, he probably wasn't it. You know what I mean? I'm not saying he can't get any black woman, but in every racial group, there's a look. There's like a general aesthetic.
A compatibility chart.
Yeah,
Almost,
but
yeah.
there's a look that kind of is compatible with, is appealing to multiple groups of different
Yeah,
different women.
yeah.
And
He screeched trying to date Lisa Turtle.
could be, but we're talking about a 30-second clip of him.
Yeah.
But one of the biggest things with this is that we talk about men expressing their feelings, but then when they get a chance to get a sit down and actually speak their feelings, you had women that were literally about to crack up.
Yeah.
While he's about to break down and cry.
Yeah.
Now, that's a little bit too much for me. I'm not going to break down and cry in front of a lot of people, especially a whole room of women, right? And
how about the second dude speaking to the young lady? He was clearly like 10 or 15 years older than her. Dude that played the flute barefoot. And he's talking to the young shorty. He's talking about, yeah, you a bad bitch on Instagram. Like, what does it matter? Like, what does it matter what she thinks? Like you're not on the same.
Well, he was talking about he was talking about younger guys that are in her dating pool that can't even really compete because of the attitudes that the younger generation of black women have.
Okay.
So there is again, like I said before, these guys have some valid points.
What were the valid points?
Looking at the guy, I could see a guy like that getting passed over by black women.
Whose fault is that?
I can't say whose fault. Are we placing blame?
If you want to be an engineer and you're putting your application in, you went to you went and got your resume printed up and everything like that. You're putting your resume into all these firms and everything like that, but your criteria just it isn't there. Like your credentials aren't there. Is it their fault that they're not taking you, or your fault? You need to step your game up.
It could be a little bit of both. It could be a little bit of
You're
both.
not qualified.
Let's not say
these men.
Let's not say he's not qualified.
Yeah.
Right? But we have an idea of the type of issues that black women speak about in regards to black men. Right? They say black men are not really bringing much to the table financially. They may have multiple women. They may have multiple children with different women.
Stereotype.
No, stereotypical stuff.
They were just throwing stereotypes around too. They were throwing stereotypes to the black women, saying that they were angry all the time. The one dude was like, yeah, the neck's always rolling and all that. We're just throwing stereotypes at each other. There's a certain kind of black man. There's a certain kind of man, period, that is qualified to date a black woman. Not everybody could date a black woman.
Come on, man. So, in a sense, you're putting them in a category of being difficult.
Who?
Black women. Because you telling me you got to be a certain type of dude in order to date black women.
I'm not saying difficult, but there is a level of trauma. Like a lot of black women don't have fathers. A lot of black women have anger issues. A lot of black women have communication issues. Like there is a certain kind of stoicism. That's the word I want to bring into this conversation. Stoicism. These men lack stoicism. Stoicism.
Break it down.
Stoicism teaches the development of self-control and fortitude as a means of overcoming destructive emotions. You know,
Mhm.
standing tall. You know, keeping a straight face, like enduring. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Not being over emotional. You can't match emotion with emotion.
I get it.
It is a weakness for a man to be emotional.
Oh, you feel that way?
I on 100%. Yeah. 100% feel that way. I feel like it's a weakness for a man to be emotional, and I feel like it's
I believe
like
in
it's
certain situations.
I feel like it's a weakness for a leader to be emotional as well too.
I believe so also. But in this particular exercise that they were doing, if you can't be vulnerable with your woman, or if you're having that type of conversation, if a man can't be vulnerable, this conversation would have never happened. And I think when you have the conversation and it moves forward, it brings us to a new point where we can reach a point of mediation in a sense, right? But if a man is not willing to open up and speak about his feelings, how are we going to get anywhere?
This is the way to do it. Like if I was there, I would have been like, okay, listen, you're a little overly emotional. You know, black women as a whole, I feel, are overly emotional. I feel like you're overly sexualized and make a lot of bad decisions early and intend for the good guys to clean it up on the back end.
Okay, so
there is a way to communicate that without sounding like you're complaining or you're whining or you're, you know.
I get it. I get what you're saying,
Right.
as far as the delivery.
Yeah.
But you're validating what the dude's point is, because you made the point that these women make bad decisions and they expect the good guy to come and clean it up.
At the end.
Now, a lot of these times, what he's talking about is the process of him getting overlooked at this point. He's at the point of getting overlooked. But then when the female or the chick is done making bad decisions and fucking with this dude or that dude, and they do her dirty, then she's gonna go to do with the, I don't know what kind of hat he had on, but
yeah, but that's the thing. He's over. Yeah, he had the. I don't know what hat that was. That was Pinocchio. I don't know. He's overlooking his peers, his black woman peer, for the black baddie. He is just as guilty as she is. He's overlooking her. I mean, she's overlooking him because he's not her type. She's looking for a certain type of dude. She's looking for hypergamy. She's looking for above, and average and above. He is overlooking his type. Like, there's a nerd out there for him. There's a black girl nerd out there for him. He just doesn't want it. He wants He wants to be a nerd and date a baddie. Like, it's the old sitcom trope from the 90s and the 2000s. The Steve Urkel trope. You know what I mean? Steve Urkel opined. He fiended over Laura. She overlooked him. When he got his shorty that was on his level, better than Laura. What is her name? Myra?
I believe so.
Right. He overlooked her. Like, it was right in front of you. Your match is right in front of you. You want what you can't have, but you're overlooking good things right in front of you.
So
that's the black man's problem.
Oh.
The black men are hypnotized by the baddies, and they're not looking at the wholesome girls who are not vanity driven, who are on their way up.
These are supposed to be the wholesome women. He's not saying like, oh, I'm on Instagram trying to bag a chick, and I can't bag these Instagram models. These are supposed to be.
The second dude said it.
Said what?
You on Instagram saying that I don't need anything like that, and like he was talking about her Instagram.
He wasn't talking about her personal Instagram. He was just saying your generation.
Right.
That's what y'all do.
Yes.
Right. These chicks that are here, I'm assuming they're supposed to be your average well-to-do women.
Yes.
They're not.
Well, on social media, peacocking is at an all-time high. Yes, you peacock high. Women peacock and men peacock. Women portray themselves to be
Why
more,
you acting
more
like they so?
attractive.
Why you
'Cause this-
acting like they so much hotter than this dude? A lot of these chicks is not bad like that. They're not bad like
Okay,
that.
all right.
They decent looking chicks. Like even just looking in the crowd, looking at the.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't even see what they looked like. I just looked at dude crying in front of her, like, you know what I mean? Like,
That's all you could really focus on.
Yeah.
But when I look at the clip, the women in there, you know, they look like decent looking women, right?
Yeah, lashes and makeup, like,
Okay.
regular,
All
yeah.
right. So I think what happens is that these women do go on social media or they go in the world and they get attention. Now, they don't get, I would say, the right attention.
That's the overly sexualization.
Okay. Well, call it what you want, but they get.
Because no one's looking at a woman going out with skimpy dress and lashes and all that hair and all that and thinking, yo, that's wifey material. Nigga looking at that like, yo, yeah, she good for the stroke. You know what I mean? But she ain't like, she's not a keeper.
But even taking it a step further, if hypothetically speaking, let's say he's not her cup of tea. She thinks he's a nerd.
Yeah.
Right? We don't know if she's a nerd or not. We don't know if she's some ill chick or whatever. But she could be just a regular chick that, all right, and you know that she's just out there. She don't
But
have
that's
to be.
always the top layer, Ron, is what people present themselves to be.
I get it. I get what you're saying. But what I'm saying is this. So she's going out. She may get a like here, mad likes here or there on social media, so she thinks she's a little bit hotter.
Inflated ego, yeah.
Inflated ego, right? Now, she may be dating dudes that are what she's looking for, that don't look like him, right?
Yeah.
That's like, all right,
Can't
pretty
compete.
pretty boy dude or whatever, got all the aesthetics that she's looking for. He takes her on a date. She gets a date with him. She sleeps with him. So now her level of man is that.
Yeah.
So she can't date dude no more because I slept with this dude or I was sleeping with this dude that looks way better than you do.
Or presents himself to have more things than you.
Whatever you want to call it, right?
Yeah.
But either way, he's not making you his girl. He's not making you his wife.
Everybody's fooling each other. Everybody's playing that game. And the thing is, if you are a man,
He should play the game?
or a woman, and you have integrity, you have to remove yourself from that game. That's the cesspool. You can't go down into the cesspool. He's attracted to the cesspool because he's attracted to the look of the cesspool. You got to go out and you got to go date people with your common interests. Yo, if you like to game, there are women who like to game.
see?
If you're into sports, there are women who like sport. There are people in your field. Black men are too hypnotized by these Instagram models.
Bro.
And it's
I don't-
sucking
yo,
up
bro.
good brothers into the game, and they're coming out and they're
I don't-
complaining about certain things that is beyond their, you know, like your family. Like you
I don't believe that they hypnotized by Instagram models. I think these regular chicks think they are on the level of an Instagram model.
Then leave them
They have-
alone.
But these are your regular degulars, right? These are your regular degulars.
Plenty of people out
Right?
there, man.
No, there are. But what you got to see? You got to see this dude get dissed by some chick that's
Why we acting like it's something new? Why we acting like when we was coming up, there wasn't no Instagram, but it was drug dealers. You know what I mean? We had to compete with dudes that sold drugs and got fast money. You know what I mean? Like we would have. I can't speak for you. You know what I mean? I don't know if you was on your Alpo side of the game. I guess they know, but myself, you know what I mean? Like, I was outside. I like to go to nightclubs. I like to be out, you know, but I know, like, yo, if a certain woman was spoiled by a certain kind of lifestyle, just go ahead, man, because I'm not even going to try to do this.
all right. No, I understand what you're
Nope.
saying.
Stay away from
No. Hold
kinda-
on.
you can't get
Let's
hypnotized by
stay
that.
right there. Let's stay right there.
Go ahead.
We on that side of the game, right?
Yeah.
Dude, drug dealer. He get money,
Yeah.
right?
Fast money.
He got fast money,
Yeah, man.
right? He got chicks. He don't got one chick. He got a bunch of chicks,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
somebody might get wifed, somebody, and a whole host of other chicks is gonna get left. But it's what they're gonna get left with, right? Now, wait, hold. Let me finish.
Go ahead.
You there, right? You not hustling, right?
Mhm.
This nigga's hustling.
Yeah.
And he getting money.
You on the sideline.
And a chick that you might have been into is fucking with dude.
Yeah.
Right? But it's like, yo, she in it for that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you sitting there and you be like, yo, if I got her, she be wifey. But to him, she's just on his roster. But then let's just say, for instance,
No.
hold, let me finish. Because this is how it happens.
Come on.
This is how it happens. It might not have happened to you, but this is how it happens. Let's say dude got 6 chicks. When he settled down, he might still be fucking with some of these chicks, but he wifed up one. Now, the other 5, they might get left. They might have a baby with them. They might whatever, but they not wifey. And then now who they looking for? Then they might try to find another drug dealer, but if they don't land it, then they start looking for the regular dudes.
Yeah.
Right? But some of these chicks, that's how it happens with that. But some of these other chicks, they got an inflated sense of ego because they like, yo, I messed with this type of dude before. But just because you got a chance to sleep with a dude or you had a baby by him doesn't mean that you're that, I'm not trying to deflate anybody's rating or their self-esteem, but women are gonna get attention regardless. I don't care who they are. They're gonna get it from some type of guy. They're gonna get it some attention. I've seen it, bro, where you see a chick and you be like, yo, I would never. And she will diss another dude. She'll diss a dude. I'm like, yo, you trying to break fly with dude and you look how you look. But yo, women, it's based on their track record. It's based on their track record. And a lot of times the track record is based on who they slept with.
Yeah.
Not who wifed them up or who wanted to marry them or anything like that.
Yeah.
Right? So I can understand some of the frustration from these dudes because they are the last guy on the totem pole after the fact. And what I really think dudes should do in these situations is, yo, don't give them that satisfaction of waiting in the wing and being in the don't be a placeholder.
Where my hug ass niggas?
Yeah, bro.
You just waiting on your hug. You waiting on your turn.
But
our generation had a firm belief some women belong to the streets, and that's where they will stay. Not wifey material. Or everything you said is all fly and it's all well and cool. But there's wifey materials, there's shorties that belong to the streets, and you can't turn a hoe into a housewife. Shorty's too promiscuous, she's almost unsalvageable.
I don't know if all the chicks are in that category.
Shorty was in the streets too much. Yo, listen, you gotta go cool off before you come around and get your mind right. You know what I mean? And in the meanwhile, I'm looking for the good ones. Men don't know how to look for wifeys.
How you find the good ones these days?
Yo, dog, you got
tell the people how you find the good ones.
Yo, you find them. Yo, you go where you're interested in. Women have diverse interests in different things, and things are starting to melt. Like women are into sports, women are into video games, women are into computers. Yo, find someone who's compatible with you. Yo, you gotta look for the diamond in the rough. Yo, you gotta look for the diamond in the rough. You don't want to just get the whole hand-me-down joint. You gotta look for the joint. You know what I mean? Like, yo, you're into old school cars. You know what I mean? Like, you're looking for the joint, garage kept. You know what I mean? One owner. You're looking for that. Don't stop, because this is the most important decision you will make in your life. Who you marry and who you have your seeds with. If you dig in the gutter, if you dig in the dumpster for your wife, that's what you'll get.
All right. So let's move it a little bit forward to the next guy that was speaking to the women.
With that homie playing the flute.
Yeah.
The Pied
All right.
Piper?
The qualities of the guy, or the what do I call him? The activities that he does and
Hobbies.
his hobbies. Yes, I'm sorry. Why did I lose that word? I'm having
Nah, that's all good.
brain fog.
That's why I'm here.
His hobbies.
Yeah.
Would you tell a guy like, yo, that shit is embarrassing?
Well, stop
Don't
being
tell
who
a
you
don't
are.
don't tell a female
Nah,
you
play
play the flute
instruments, that's
and
fly.
Huh?
I wish I could play an instrument. That's fly. I mean, maybe put some shoes on. But yo, you gotta find someone like yo. Everybody's a little nerd in their own. Everybody like their little things that they like. I like to go watch Marvel movies and play video games. It's cool. My wife let me go do my little nerd thing and come back. You know what I mean? Like why? What's like women like to watch Lifetime movies. Everybody got their little things that they interested in. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got the little nerd things. It's cool. Be yourself. Find someone who accepts you for who you are, though.
I think that's a big problem though, because people feel like they're limited when they have to do that, especially if their hobbies are real niche. If he walks in the, that's not to walk on the beach barefoot and play instruments. It's
Yeah.
it sound kind of fly though.
No.
You know what I mean? It do kind of it sound kind
I
of
mean,
fly.
if you playing some Kenny G or some fly, but come on now.
Yo, that would be romantic. You take a chick on the beach and you playing the instrument while y'all walking barefoot on the beach.
Every night, everything, and then there's certain things just like, yo, listen, man.
Black women
guys,
would call that dude corny though.
young homies. There is a thin line between having a hobby and being corny. You can't let it take over your life neither. Like when you have
if my hobbies are corny,
yeah,
what should I do?
yo, you have to find balance. Like you can't, like if you into, let's just say you into anime, right? That's all cool. Like it's all cool, man. Yo, you at the crib, you got your hookah, you got your whiskey, you got your cigars, you watching a little anime. It's all cool. But if you're going on a first date with a female, you can't put on the one punch t-shirt. You know what I mean? You can't wear an anime t-shirt on a first date. You know what I mean? Certain things that you gotta play the game a little bit, yo. You gotta be able to integrate yourself into society. That's what growing up is. That's what courting is. That's what making yourself presentable for a suitor is. You know what I mean? Like everybody grows up with their interests. Like some of these women like Disney movies. Some of the baddies, they like watching Disney movies, but you're not going on the first date with a shorty with a Princess Tiana ball gown on. You would think that she's absolutely nuts, right? Like you gotta play the game. Like you gotta grow up a little bit too, you know? So,
Yeah.
I would say find a find a common ground. You gotta grow up. You gotta make yourself presentable to a suitor. And men, you gotta exercise. Black men, you gotta exercise some stoicism. I know they telling you to let your guard down and to complain and do all that. No one wants to hear that, yo. The only sound I heard in that room.
You think women don't respect that?
The only sound I heard in that room was the vagina drying up. Every woman in that room, vagina was dry as fuck. That shit was terrible, yo. Like nothing in there was turning nothing on. Yo, it's fine to have feelings. You're a human. You have emotions. Yo, dog, I cry in movies. Yeah, like my wife look over at me like I'm wiping my eyes. Like, but fam, like when you're communicating yourself and you're expressing yourself and you're communicating your feelings, there's a certain stoicism that you have to exude. You have to act like or really feel like. Don't internalize it.
You gotta fugazi it up.
Nah, express yourself, but you really can't make it seem like, okay, like, yo, this is the worst thing in the world, or this is like, you have to and come with a solution for it too. Listen,
well, that's what I was gonna.
I don't like when, you know what I mean, like let me give a sample argument. Like, yo, listen, I don't like when you have to when you I don't like the way you speak to me in front of your parents. or I don't know. 'Cause I don't do this shit. I don't do much complaining, so I can't call it. But yeah, there's a certain stoicism that you gotta have, and I feel like these men in this clip really lack a lot of that.
So you made a comment about dudes, and we'll move forward from this. But you made a comment about dudes need to go sort of where they're celebrated versus where they're tolerated, in a sense,
100%.
or where they're getting roadblocked.
Yes.
One dude said he goes to another race and he has no problem dating white women.
Do you?
Like, you agree with that?
Yo, fam, do you? If they gonna put up with what you doing, yo, go ahead, yo. But at the end of the day, wherever you are, there you are. You're there. Anywhere in the world you are, there you are. If you corny for a black shorty, it's gonna take a little while, but you're gonna be corny for a white shorty too, man.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I think black women and white women are into two different type of things.
What's
I
that?
think women in general, they love a dude with a little bit of edge,
Mm-hmm.
but
And like a man who can handle their own.
I think to some white women, just being black gives you edge
Yeah.
in some instances.
Yeah.
So,
As soon as you're overly emotional, they take it right back.
all right.
Women do not like overly emotional men. People don't like over emotional men. I don't like over emotional friends that are men. Like it's just not a thing. I know we keep telling, yo, go work on it with your therapist. Go talk to your pastor. Go talk to your friends about it. But please, don't go on dates complaining about how other women treat you and all that. It ain't gonna work, yo.
What about dude number 3? I think one of his biggest issues was he says black women have attitudes and they're kind of mean.
Yeah, and that's what I got that from. That's what I got. It takes a certain kind of man to deal with a black woman. That's just the flavor, yo. That's the seasoning. It is what it is, yo. They're gonna talk to you a certain way. They're gonna have that's culture. If you don't want that, go on and wash your meat in the sink and put it right in the oven, man. If you want that adobo and you want that Lowry's, you want that Old Bay, you want that salt and pepper, you want all that, you want to taste flavor in every bite of that woman, go on date a black woman, man. But if you want that bland vanilla, okay, you know what I mean, Rice Krispie treats, go on the other side, man.
I hear what you're saying.
Do what you gotta do.
But
Because please believe, Latino women are spicy too. He talking about he going Latino women. He going to have his hands full. Because Latino women, that's where machismo comes from. Their men got to be overly. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You know what I mean? So anywhere you go, there you are. Don't think you're going to be pussy with any female you're going to be with. You know what I mean? I really don't know too many females where, you know, too many nationality of women that's going to let you slide. At the end of the day, even though black women might be a little bit, you know, untongerous.
you
in a beautiful way though, man. I love my sisters, man.
You talk about
what up?
Letting them slide, man.
Who?
Letting the men slide. I don't think they're trying to slide. They're just trying to be in the good graces of these women and possibly be in a position to court, date, possibly marry
They try
these
to
women.
talk their way into the situation.
I don't know if it's that. I don't know. I
Man,
don't really know
they
if it's that.
You know, yo, Joel Embiid in the NBA, he got the MVP this year. He kind of deserved it, but he complained for the last 3 years about he didn't get it. And then this year it was kind of like, all right, he's there. We kind of give it to him. He became the front runner because he kind of complained for it.
Yeah.
You could get things by complaining for it. You know, but it might be a little nasty on the back end, you know? How many people are going to respect it, you know what I mean? He's trying to guilt women in the pussy. That's what it sounds like.
I don't know.
I don't get any.
I don't know.
Feel sorry for me.
I don't know, but because I think it's more of a representation of a reaction of what we've been getting from women for a very, very long time. Women have been complaining about the crop of men doing them wrong.
Right.
Let's put the income to the side. Put the income
We
to the
haven't
side.
even spoken about income.
No,
all
no,
night.
no. Like
I
I'm
did
just
a good
saying.
job. I ain't speaking about no money.
That's usually the
I ain't calling
priority.
none of them niggas broke.
All right, that's usually the priority when it comes down to the dating standards of women, right? So let's leave that to the side.
All right.
But women have been complaining about the nature of men, how their experiences have been when they have been dating men, specifically black men, whether it be dudes' infidelity, baby moms, not treating me right, all this other good stuff. Right. And I feel like these are the type of guys that will put women on pedestals. Treat that woman like a good morning queen.
Absolute power corrupts absolute.
I get what you're saying.
If
But
them niggas
okay,
got chicks, they would be just like the mother niggas dogging the chicks.
I'm not sure, man. But you could say that, but that doesn't really even matter, right? Because they don't, right? So
Cause they ain't getting none.
Wait, they would cherish a female, right? And we not even saying that these chicks are end all be all baddies or whatever you want to call it, but on a regular basis, they probably wouldn't get that from most of these guys that they probably dealing with, but they have complained about them. Now, it would make sense if you weren't complaining about the crop of men that was out there, or you could leave that, or the men, or the experiences that you had in the past.
Right.
Now, these dudes are coming, as men do, with a solution. Like, all right, I'm a good guy.
Solution.
I'm a good guy. I won't do you like that.
The solution is go where you're celebrated, not where you're tolerated.
What about telling? What about telling the women?
Rocking with you over there, go
I get
somewhere
it.
else. If you Steve Urkel, next door Laura, you just not her type. She just ain't looking for you. There are plenty more fish in the sea.
I get
Go
what you're
for
saying.
Women who mess with
No.
you.
I get what you're saying, but if the women are complaining about this dude, that dude,
yeah,
you can't complain about it. And then when an alternative comes, you still going back to that same type of dude that you said did you wrong before.
Say that one more time for the cheap seats at home.
So
people in the cheap seats. Say that one more time.
I'm getting the terminology, but like in
Say that
the
one more
in the red pill community, they call the women the dudes that a lot of women go after, that 80% of the women go after.
Yeah.
Pookies and Ray Rays and all that shit, like shit like that, right?
Right.
So let's use the terminology.
Pookies.
Women would be like, oh, this dude ain't shit or whatever, Pookie, Ray, whatever, right?
Yeah.
She complaining about that.
What are the characteristics of a Pookie?
I don't know. Maybe a dude that don't really bring nothing financially to the table. We're talking about income now, right? He don't match your fly. He don't got money or whatever. No, he may look the part.
Yeah.
He may look good or whatever, and she might be attracted to him, and he might have that edge, but all the other characteristics he might not bring, right? And he may do her dirty, and she's complaining about this dude.
Yeah,
but she's not going. You're telling this dude, the other dudes, yo, go where you're celebrated. This shit is not working for the females over there. They're complaining about the men that they're dealing with and their experiences, but they're not trying an alternative. When the alternative comes to them, oh, dude, you corny. You don't look good enough.
Yeah.
But then they go back and start dealing with the same type of dude.
I got the solution. Men are solution based. I got the solution. We're gonna start the Cigars and Whiskey dating site for nerds. Men nerds and women nerds are gonna meet on the Cigars and Whiskey dating site, yo. We're gonna have a dating site, and yo, dudes that watch anime.
Nerd is derogatory. That's a derogatory term.
People are. I'm a nerd. People are nerds. Come on, please.
Oh, you in that group?
Yeah, I'm wifed up. You know what I mean? I got my wife. Like, I never had no problem. Like, yo, I stay in my lane though. You know what I mean? I know how to present myself as the cool nigga. But you know what I mean? I know how to present myself like Stephon. But I'm Urkel in the crib.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's very important to let the viewers know. Men, the dudes, right? If you're having trouble dating and you are looking for a long-term relationship, even dating prospects, long-term relationships, marriage, by all means, reach out to us. I think we can give you some great advice regarding interacting with the opposite sex and potentially taking it to another level.
And it is specific. You know what I mean? Like on the podcast, we speak with a broad brush because we're trying to reach the masses. But if we could talk to somebody specifically and tailor a program right for them, we can help people like a lot. You know what I mean? I think in this situation when we're talking about these kind of things, we kind of talk anecdotally and we speak to the masses. So we're trying to, kind of like, generalize.
Mm-hmm.
But if someone spoke to us and really, really, really told us their needs and what they wanted and things that they wanted in the mate, and, we could talk to them, first of all, you got to be ready for that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and then you got to, you got to put the work in,
Yeah. Also, I would say to the ladies, if any ladies out there, let us know what you're looking for in a man. I'm curious to know, X the income. Put the income to the side.
Yeah.
I want to know what are the characteristics, like looks-wise, dress-wise, hobby-wise. What are you guys looking for in men, right? What attracts you to men? Okay, so, man, just let us know in the comments. Even if you want to shoot us a message on Instagram, please, by all means, do that. Because I think both sides have issues. You love to highlight the issues of the man, but you don't focus on the issues on both sides. I think I give a more neutral approach because some of these dudes seem like they were a bit corny. Yeah, I get that. Right. But I know that even though they're corny, these are the dudes that will probably cherish a woman, worship the ground that she walks on, and treat her like a queen.
Right.
Right?
You cannot change what you cannot control. You can't change things for the. We grew up in a world that we cannot change those things.
We're not talking about
into you, a shorty in the streets.
No, I get it.
You can't change that. She corrupted.
We not
you
talking
gotta
about
deal with
females in the street, though.
But you kind of, listen.
You talking about chicks in the street.
No, you're talking about who these men have eyes for, and you not really qualified to have eyes for these women. Everybody got eyes for these women. Same way that the red pill community, everybody says that, with the Pookies, 80% of women are having sex
sleeping with 20% of the men.
Yeah. You know what I mean? You got to be able to tap into that. You got to be able to tap into that 80%.
I don't know if those guys are the guys that just want to sleep with the women. They may be looking for relationships and wives.
You got to be able to tap in, man. You got to be able to get in there, find the good one, get out the game. Find a good one.
I think that's bad advice. But we'll talk about why it's bad advice on another show. All right. We'll move it forward. Yeah. All right. So, man, just get at us. Get at us. Men and women, get at us alike, man.
How you feel like that's bad advice, though? How's that bad advice? We here. We ain't going nowhere.
Because if you tell somebody to try to act like the 20% of men
I
that are
I didn't say that. I said tap in. I said get into the game. Find someone good for you. Get into the dating game. Listen. Present yourself.
That seems like you present yourself, right?
Get in the gym. Get a couple of fragrances. Get some gear. You know what I mean? I'm not saying go out and go get a car. You know what I mean? I'm not saying all that's it. You have to present yourself like same way.
You can't be what you're not. Like you said it multiple times,
you have
bro.
to put a lure.
You are who you are, right?
Yes,
that's what you kept saying.
Yes.
You are who you are, right?
Yes.
So you go into that arena.
Yeah.
Where you not fit to play in that arena,
yes,
you wind up now. If you a sucker for love, dude, and you trying to play those games, you wind up in a relationship or a marriage with a chick that don't really want you, and after 5 years, she leaving your ass, taking your shit, right?
Okay.
So I think that's why I think it's bad advice. Like, you don't play in that arena.
So what arena you playing?
I think
Because I wasn't going that far with it, but I'm gonna let you progress the argument. Because I was gonna say, listen, people aren't born surgeons and people aren't born lawyers and stuff like that. You want to do something, you work your way up to doing it. You want to be married, you set yourself up financially, you set yourself up physically to court a good woman. When you're in the game, you don't go for the garbage, you go for a good woman. You got to get into the game first, though. You know what I mean? You got to present yourself. You know what I mean? Get into the game, grab yourself something nice, come out.
I get it. And
Uncorrupted.
one thing I agree
I'm not
with.
saying change who you are or become some alter ego or some alter.
Yeah, you
level
can't.
up.
It's not gonna
Level up.
It's bro.
Level up.
As
'Cause,
much as you
black
no,
men, there are
it's-
plenty of women out there in the library without a perm, with the Coke bottle glasses, all that. You don't want that. You overlooking that. You want shorty with the lashes and the weave and the fat ass. She in the gym. She all that. You know what I'm saying? That's who you want. So stop fucking fronting. Who you can fuck with, you don't want to. You're hypergamous. You're a fucking nerd, and you want to date with something high power. Nerds don't get high power shit unless you got money.
I would agree. I wouldn't be that
Come on now.
aggressive with it, but I would agree. I would agree with that. You should definitely, if you're not that type of vibe, you're not going to be able to maintain that situation.
Yeah.
Right? If Shorty is not going to, you're not going to be able to keep her eye because you're not that dude. And you could perpetrate for as long as you want, but it's not going to, you are who you are. That if you got a little corniness, that shit is going to shine through. And it's gonna be like, oh, you might be able to get away with it for a little while, but then she gonna see certain instances like, oh, this is a little bit corny, right? But it is what it is. That's why
Corny,
you should
pussy, all that shit.
Well, you should
emotional.
I get it, and you're right.
Come on, nigga.
You're right.
Well, you
And
ain't
no,
cook me no
whoa,
dinner.
Can I say one
every
thing?
time you fucking go and get stuff, you the whole ass nigga complaining.
I get what
nigga.
you're
Come
saying,
on, man.
I get what you're saying. They should definitely date where they have more compatibility with that female demographic,
they
right?
Plenty,
but
man.
Don't
looking like Celie from The Color Purple. The library full of Celies, dog.
Okay, I get it. I get it.
Yeah,
but
man.
you
Ain't no
can't,
perms in the lot. Yeah.
You
Coke
can't-
bottle glasses.
bro. You can't front that there's a bunch of B and C team women acting like they on the A team and they got preferences like they on the A team.
Those are the good girls. They're a little misguided. Get in the game, go scoop her out.
Them too. Well, they need to have a talking
Know
to
what I mean?
too. Like, yo, bro, you not gonna get
But we
A
talking
team
to
shit.
the homies
You
now.
beat
We
you
talking
B
to the
team, you
homies.
C team, and some of these dudes, these are the dudes that you should possibly be getting with because they're gonna put you in that pedestal and they're gonna treat you like a queen, but you rather be treated like a pauper from a dude that's
You
some
wanna get
pretty boy dude.
Smutted out.
Yeah, exactly. So
Gotta get her early.
it goes
before
both
she
ways.
gets smutted.
I just wish you would be a little more neutral when you giving information on both sides. Tell the women and tell the men. Right? If you corky as a dude and you got some weird ass hobbies that you like to do and it's very niche, yo, try to find somebody in that particular arena, man. And that's where you can connect with that person. Right? And women, just because you actually sleep with a guy that you deem to be top flight, high value, whatever you want to call it, doesn't mean that that type of guy is going to be the guy that's going to wife you. Right?
If you do too many of those, you can't go back. You have a baby with one of them niggas, or you put too many bodies under your belt. You can't come back from that. Can't come back from that street life.
All right.
Oh, now.
All right. We're going to move it forward now.
What up?
All right. Next topic on the bill is for better or for worse.
How we come up with this? What's it? We was in the meeting, right? AI, right? Artificial intelligence.
Was it?
Yeah,
well,
cause you got that app where we could generate like different topics and all that, and relationship stuff, and I think one of the topics were are relationships hard, or why are relationships hard?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah,
And
you're absolutely right.
then we kind of like dissected it, and then we came to this, like, relationships are hard because basically because of lack of loyalty.
Okay. All right. So
What does loyalty mean to you?
loyalty to me is support.
Mhm.
Support is pretty much support throughout a relationship, through good, through bad.
Mhm.
Yeah, and basically you feel like that person is standing strong with you through whatever you're going through. That's loyalty.
Right.
What does it mean to you?
One follow-up question I'm gonna ask you. Does loyalty vary between a man and a woman? Like, does a man expect certain things from a woman as far as loyalty as a woman does to a man?
I believe so.
Mhm.
First off, I believe loyalty is it's like an ideal that it's really not real to me,
Okay.
right? Very transactional, right? And it does differ between men and women.
Right.
Because the expectations that are put on a man are different than what's put on a woman.
Yeah.
Especially in a relationship.
Yes.
Because I would assume more women would take a man back after infidelity, which is showing that you might not be that loyal to your relationship.
Yeah.
Versus a man.
Yes.
A man gets cheated on.
Because boys will be boys, and
exactly,
shoot for the streets.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
My definition of loyalty is to sum it up, is a man's loyalty is tested when you have everything, and a woman's loyalty is tested when you have nothing. I feel like loyalty is tested when the going gets thick, or when the resources are abundant. Do you stay down? Do you stay the person that you proposed yourself to be when you first started rocking with each other? And are you in the line of fire for that person? Will you ride for that person? That's what I feel like, you know what I mean? Loyalty is when you up, it's easy for dudes to like stray because they got extra resources. Now their eyes are looking, or they got certain things, so now they're, extra. They're more attractive to other women. You know what I mean? And that's when a man's loyalty is kind of based on if a woman built something with you from scratch, you got your paper up and in age, do you look at something younger and trade her in, you know what I mean? Or do you, you ride into the sunset with who you came with? And I feel like for a woman, a relationship got ups and downs. Life has ups and downs. And during your down, are you going to ride? You know what I mean? Are you going to be in a line of fire? Or are you going to work a little extra harder to get us out of this season and get us back to where we were and even greater? You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Do you think
like that's my definition of loyalty?
Do you think it's conditional or transactional?
Yeah, because you could abuse loyalty. Once loyalty can be, it's there, but if you kind of misuse it, if you misuse that your partner's trust, then yeah, the loyalty runs out. Self-preservation kicks in. You know what I mean? You could be loyal to your let's bring it out. You could be loyal to your homeboys, but if they you could grow up with them thick and thin. When you have problems, they showed up for you. But if it becomes like a pattern of them going out and now they're hurting you in your self-preservation and your monetary things and your your health and well being and your family's health and well being is being tested because of this friendship, you're gonna have to remove yourself. So it is conditional.
Yeah, that's why I feel like it's not real.
Loyalty is not real.
Nah, it's really not real.
Okay.
Because it's based on certain characteristics that you want, or certain characteristics that you want out of me, right?
Yeah.
So
It's the baseline.
now, if I stay within those confines of those characteristics that you expect me to be,
Yeah.
you support me, you're loyal to me.
Yeah.
But once I step outside of that, you could take away your loyalty, right?
Yeah. It's the baseline.
Yeah, it is, and sometimes
Everybody got a baseline.
if someone
it's
evolves,
the bare minimum.
not necessarily the bare minimum, but I get what you're saying. But sometimes some people will evolve and they'll be better, and people will accept the evolution of that person. It's like, yo, I still rock with that person, right? But
In what ways? Explain that a little bit more.
like we're forever evolving. We're evolving. You
Yeah.
should be evolving
For the
Most
better, right?
Yes, most people are evolving for the better.
Right.
But depending on how your situation is,
Mhm.
you could have a dude that you do street shit with,
Mm.
and you be like, yo, I don't know if I'm with the street shit no more.
Yeah.
He might have been your homie, your day one,
Yeah. You was in my
when
left
y'all was in
titty.
the street.
Absolutely.
But then when I'm like, yo, I can't do that no more.
Yeah.
I'm moving on to greener pastures.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure
That
it's not a
loyalty,
one
that
time.
loyalty will go away.
Well, I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure that conversation, not a one time conversation. It's not like, yo, I got this. Yo, let's clean this money up. Yo, I'm about to do these laundry mats. Yo, I'm about to get into this. I'm about to get into that. I'm pretty sure it's a thing where it's like one person outgrows another person, and then the other person is self preservation because it's like, all right, we can't do this forever. We can't do this like forever. We
I get
can't
you.
risk our freedom forever. Like
Mhm.
there was a certain amount of money that we were supposed to get, and we were supposed to get out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
It's possible, yeah.
And that's where, on the friendship level or on the street level, that's where loyalty kind of like falters. But it's like, all right,
Dudes lose loyalty even over not as deep shit.
like,
If a dude gets with a female and homie don't like his new chick,
mhm.
it's like, yo, nah, I ain't
But
rocking. with this. I've seen that before.
Who's wrong in that? Dude that's not letting his homie grow, or dude that's trying to grow and trying to progress with his life. If you love your homie, you're gonna want to see him grow. You're gonna want to see him do good for
Absolutely.
himself. You're gonna give him a little room to grow. You know what I mean? Like you can't plant the tree right next to another tree. Roots are gonna climb up, and when they grow up, you're not gonna grow.
I
You gotta
get it.
give people room to grow.
I get what you're saying, but
Yeah.
it's not even about that. It's about the fact that loyalty is conditional and
Right.
it's somewhat transactional.
Right.
I think people are more loyal to money than they probably are to other people. Right? That's the one thing that I feel like people are consistently loyal to
Money.
is money. Right?
Capitalism.
But folks, if
You see how you the only person bringing up money tonight, right? I made a conscious effort not to bring up money.
Oh, word?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't say nothing.
that's good. Though.
Must be the money. So we're seeing who the real capitalist is.
No.
Must be the money.
I'm just talking about how much people value money,
Right.
right? But I think as far as loyalty is concerned, they will snake their day one for bread.
Mm-hmm.
So they're more loyal to that paper with the dead presidents versus somebody they grew up with.
Let's bring it back to relationships real fast.
Yes, please. But yeah, we should.
Loyalty and in a marriage when it comes to money, what's that relationship like? That three-headed monster. Loyalty, marriage, money. For better, for worse, till death do us part. Ups and downs. Richer and poorer.
I think that you make the vow.
Mm-hmm.
You make the vow.
Right.
Right? I think I'm a dude that if I make a decision, whether it be good or bad,
Yeah.
I have to stick with it. Not even stick with it. I gotta deal with the consequences if I make a bad decision.
Yes.
And
Yes.
When people
You gotta own it.
are not loyal and they're willing to walk away from a situation because they made a bad decision, I don't agree with that.
Oh, that's nasty work. Yeah, that's a.
I think
that's a character flaw.
Okay, you might say that now, but I think that holds true. I feel the same way pertaining to money.
Yeah.
Even pertaining to infidelity, all that shit.
Okay. All right.
Like, yo,
Yeah.
if you under God made a bond or a commitment or a covenant in the eyes of whatever God you pray to, for better or for worse, till death do us part, yo, your loyalty should be somewhat unconditional because you made that decision.
Unconditional is a strong word, Ron.
I get it. But that's just the way I feel.
Self-preservation definitely kicks in, you know? Like, we're talking about, are you required to be loyal to someone who doesn't treat you well?
I think so. I think if you're married to that person, you made the decision, right?
So if a nigga's bringing home the bacon, right, he's bringing home the money. You ain't got to work. You could homeschool as a female, right? Not cheating on you. You know what I mean? But they're giving you black eyes and the George Foreman body blows every other night. Are you required to be loyal to that person, or does your self-preservation? This is the way you explained. That's how I'm not. It's the
domestic violence is never a joke, right? So to anybody that's gone through it, it's not. We're not laughing at it or anything. I'm not laughing at it.
I wasn't laughing.
No, I feel like definitely self-preservation is important. You get out of that. You get out of the vicinity of that person that's physically harming you, right? But you don't think you owe it to your marriage or the decision that you make to try. Now, if you separate from that person, get out of the vicinity if you're in harm's way.
No, bro.
No?
No.
That's an automatic, like, I'm out?
No.
It's deuces?
Yeah, it's out. Yeah. The first time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I implore any woman who comes into any kind of physical altercation with a man or the other way around, the first time, get out. Get out. Like, yeah. Self-preservation trumps loyalty anytime. Because guess what? Guess when you can't be loyal, Ron?
When?
When you're dead, brother.
I get it.
Can't be loyal when you're dead. Right?
I get it.
You know? Can't be loyal.
Think about what I said, though. I didn't say continue to get put in a situation where you're dealing with domestic violence.
Well, domestic violence is the iceberg tip of abuse. If we're talking about abuse and we're talking about loyalty, let's go down this rabbit hole. What to you is the difference between emotional abuse and mental abuse? Well, no.
I think it's
mental abuse and verbal abuse.
I think they're one and the same, actually.
Okay.
Of course, verbal abuse is a man or a woman calling you out your name,
talking crazy
to you, putting you down
in front of people too.
Yeah, embarrassing you in front of.
There's a level of public embarrassment, which lowers your self-esteem and makes you feel less than, and makes them feel better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, mental abuse could be. It could even be somebody messing with your self-esteem.
Yeah.
Right? As a man, you could, if your lady says, yo, I saw such and such today. He looked good. He looked great. Like, he aged very well,
That's
you
a
know,
Floyd
or
body
he
blow. That's
he
a Floyd
like,
body blow.
like,
when
yo,
nigga-
damn,
Boom!
like wow, I look at him today.
Go on, get that nigga there. Go on with that nigga there. You like me so much. Oh, nah. That's what I'm becoming. Them niggas in that little, with them thin ass braids. I be like that nigga with them thin ass braids. I'm like, why are you always saying that to me? Yeah, I'll be just like them niggas. Just like, yeah. Don't say nothing like that to me.
Yeah,
Damn, that shit hurt when you said that shit. Oh God. Don't
that's
say that shit.
you know, that's kind of mental anguish. That's mental abuse.
Yeah.
You know what I
That's
mean?
nasty work, yo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what is do you think? What's the difference to you?
Isn't one the same? I think mental abuse is the big umbrella that all abuses kind of go under, because it's all to like subjugate you mentally. Either you're gonna do it, either you're gonna be gorilla pimp, or you're gonna be a regular pimp, but you're gonna subjugate some way. And then the other kind of abuse is financial abuse.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
so you're gonna and that goes both ways. This, you know, goes men and women. Everything goes men and women. But financial abuse is I think on the men's side, I think with the rise of like the sports gambling and all that, you know, and gambling, you know, financial abuse is draining resources from the relationship.
That's what you believe it is?
Yeah. I feel like it's draining resources from the relationship and having one person to clean up the mess the majority of the time. I feel like that's financial abuse. How would you describe it?
I think what you're saying is one of the people in a relationship is just terrible with money.
No.
Right? Or they have a habit.
They're abusive. Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's a
habit,
like,
yeah.
all right.
Drug habit.
Yeah, if they have
Yeah.
a drug habit, what
Yeah.
kind of abuse is that then?
That's all kind of abuse. But if I come home and my flat screens are off the wall because you sold them shits, that's financial abuse.
Yeah, I think that's more just complaining. It's like
Oh, that's complaining? You sold all the
you
TVs
gotta
in
put
the house?
you gotta put a diagnosis onto it. That's what I mean. As far as like, it's just it's what it is. It's like it's bad.
All right, well, if the FanDuel is popping and you can't pay the mortgage, and in every situation that we're in, we're downsizing, we lost the house, and then we lost the apartment, and then we at our people's crib, but then even that we can't get our house. That's financial abuse.
If you're saying that, then
We
like
can't get
if somebody
because someone's
loses
in the
their
way of
income,
you.
if somebody loses their income and they're putting their significant other through those trials and tribulations, are they financially
Well, that's
abusing?
the season, right? That's not.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's the season. You know the difference between it. You know the difference, man. You know the difference between abuse and a season. Abuse is a habitual pattern of doing things that negatively hurt somebody. Damn, that was dope. That was dope. I'm getting better at the potty shit. I'm getting better at that shit. I did that shit off the wing. Usually I gotta look shit up, but that was dope. That was dope. I can't even say it again if I wanted to though. Run it back if you need it though. But that's what abuse is.
I think
You know what I mean?
I think financial abuse is when someone takes control of the funds and they don't give the other person access to money.
Yeah, yes.
Let's just say you might have a situation where there's a man and a woman, where the man might control the money, and the woman might have to ask the dude for
every
money,
little thing, yeah.
every little thing. And then when she says, "I want to get a job because I don't want to have to ask you for money," nah, I don't want you to get no job.
Yeah.
I think it's shit like that. Having a strong arm on the finances.
Referencing that Cheaters clip. Remember that clip that we just keep referencing? Because I don't know, that shit implanted in my head. Remember the old black couple, and she caught him in the motel cheating?
Mm-hmm.
He was like, she ain't going nowhere because I'm the one that work. I pay for everything around the house.
Mm-hmm.
She'll be at home when I get there and all that. That's financial abuse. Like, she doesn't work. She don't got no money, nothing like that. So he feel like he could constantly cheat on her because she ain't going nowhere because she can't
You
afford
don't
to
know
go
the
nowhere.
situation in that though,
Okay.
because she might just not want to work.
All right.
I think when it's financial abuse, you're not allowed to go out and make no money because they don't want you to have the person doesn't want you to have the freedom of having your own money.
Okay.
Right? Also, when it comes down to all these abuses, like, of course, we know physical abuse is the most,
Oh yeah, it's egregious.
but I feel like with physical abuse, you're definitely gonna have emotional and you're gonna have financial abuse if you're getting physically abused.
Yes, yeah, 100%,
Right? You
yeah.
could have financial abuse alone. You could have emotional abuse
Yeah,
alone,
yeah.
or verbal abuse alone.
Mhm.
But if you have domestic, you're probably getting all those.
Everything's getting wrapped up.
All those together.
Yeah, it's a terrible way.
I think men get
Man,
verbally
we're-
abused a lot.
And they get taught too crazy. Yeah,
Yeah.
but you know,
But
gotta stand up for yourself, and you gotta set your.
you go. Here you go. You ain't gonna shoot them no bell. Like, everything is what men do wrong, but if women, they verbally abuse men,
Stand up.
it's all good. They gotta stand
Come
up.
on,
Stand
man.
up and do what? Argue
Close
back?
that. Yeah,
They-
man,
that-
cuss
is
it
that-
out.
Is that masculine?
That's
to
where
do
I
that?
can help. That's where I can help.
So they should verbally
text
abuse back.
Text me.
They should verbally abuse
Yes,
back.
yes. You can out verbally abuse her. Yes, yes. I would teach you how to out verbally abuse your abuser.
Terrible.
No, well,
Terrible
all right.
advice.
So, let's. We're painting such a cloudy and a dark picture for marriages as far as work.
Well,
How can one do the internal work to make sure that they're being fair to their partner? How do you internalize? Like, am I being a good partner in this thing? Am I being a good leader as a man, or am I being a good helpmeet and
I think the starting point, when I think about it, is the starting point, and I'm not saying this is the end all be all, is that what's good for me should be good for you too, right? I grant you the same privileges as I have, and I think you should receive the same. But sometimes you might have somebody that's way more low maintenance than the other, right? And then you might go into specifics of what that partner may need. Like, as a man, you might be like, I don't really need much.
Yeah.
But then your wife needs much more.
So you should be self-aware.
Exactly. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Definitely be self-aware.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good starting point, right?
Mm-hmm.
You should
For
be
sure.
self-aware. You should try to see, like, yo, listen, Mother's Day coming up. Yeah, I know. I get her things all the time. But you have to show those acts of kind. You don't have to, listen.
Mm-hmm.
But it'll be nice to show those acts of kindness and those acts of gratitude.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know what I mean? Empathy.
Yeah, you could have empathy, but women and men, they have different mindsets. Something. I'm not sure how empathetic a man could be to a woman.
Mm-hmm.
You could try.
Mm-hmm.
You could try,
Okay.
but I'm not sure if most men is gonna resonate that well with them and trying to empathize with a woman. Definitely, if it's not something like black and white, if it's like an area of gray,
Yeah.
Men are real simple. They're simple minded a lot of times. So, we're not sure. We might not be sure about what's going on in a woman's head or why she feels the way she feels. So to be empathetic to her, it might be a little difficult.
Let's stay with the men for a little while. We propose ourselves to be the head of household leaders, right?
Mm-hmm.
Will it be easier? Will we get less flack if we have like a plan? And we stick to it, and we're the main ones that are adhering to said plans. Like, let's just say, like, all right, we're putting it together. Listen, we're not going on vacation this year. We're going on vacation next year. We're talking about financial stuff,
Mm-hmm.
or we're gonna do an addition to the house, or little things like that. Like having a clear, concise plan of what you're gonna do and everything like that. Does that help? Or
It does help. It
like-
does help.
Yeah.
But we have to take into account
Mm.
what our partner feels, right?
Of course.
So you can have an outline in a sense,
Yeah.
but more or less, I feel like you should reference with your partner.
It's more of a proposal
Exactly.
at first, right?
It definitely more of a proposal,
Right.
and if he or she agrees, depending on how your situation is,
Hey.
you move forward, right?
Yeah.
But I think we play around with this, not play around with it, but we use the abuse tag a lot.
Yeah.
Physical abuse is like really black and white.
Yeah.
But then some of the other stuff might have a lot of areas of gray.
Absolutely.
And somebody might say like, "Oh, my husband, he just came up with a plan and I got to follow it." I feel like that's emotional abuse.
Mm-hmm.
All right? You be like, "Yo, you got a plan? You want to input on the plan?" No, I don't have no input, but I felt like he should have just at least said something to me, so I feel emotionally abused.
Right.
So, definitely conference with your significant other.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But depending on your situation, if you are supposed to be the leader and that's your role in the household, yo, that's what you should do. Most men should have a plan of action for their significant other, for their future wife, for their future family.
Children, everybody included, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Beautiful thing.
another thing that we were talking about,
What's up?
getting back into loyalty, right? And we were talking about on the pre-production meeting, when you said, are you required to stay with someone that treats you bad? We were talking about health and sickness, not even just finances.
Yeah.
Does loyalty run that deep that if, let's say hypothetically speaking, my wife cheated on me and she got caught out, she treated me like shit, even when I confronted her about it, she wasn't sorry, she wasn't sympathetic or empathetic to what was going on with me,
Yeah.
and then now she gets sick. Should I have to be there and nurse her back to health when she treated me like shit?
I think you know the answer for that. That's karma, bro.
What's karma?
She don't got sick. Like, yo, nah, I don't got nothing to do with you, man. Let that nigga fix it. Let that nigga pack her up, man. I ain't got to do with that. She belong to the street eats now, man.
As
That's
a man, though, you got to keep your word, bro. Your
all
word
right.
is your
Well,
bond.
She ain't keep her word. I don't got to keep my word. That's cool. Nah, dog. That's what.
Your
saying?
morals
Are
and
you
ethics.
just arguing for argument's sake,
No,
or you
I'm
feel like
not.
that too?
No, I'm just
'Cause
saying.
come on, man.
Your morals
I
and
think it's
ethics
open
are
and
yours,
shut.
though.
Nah, not really.
If your word is your bond,
Yeah,
and your morals and ethics are yours.
Self-preservation, dog. I know who you are. I'm gonna nurse you back to health, and I'm gonna expect you to be the person that you weren't.
Okay.
Now I'm expecting you to grow from this
So
thing.
you gonna
You
leave?
trash. You showed me who you were.
You gonna leave that person for
A
dead?
woman's loyalty is tested when you have nothing. She showed me who you was. You showed me who you were. That's cool. Cause guess who you loyal to first?
You made the decision.
Yourself.
You made the decision.
You're loyal to yourself first.
You made the
You
decision.
owe it to yourself to keep breathing,
I
to
get
have
what
mental
you're saying.
health, to be fine, to be okay. You know what I mean? You owe it to yourself.
As a leader,
Yeah.
you have to be.
Leaders get
You
rid of
have to
people
be
all the time.
You have to be accountable for
Cancel
your bad
that
decision.
bitch, I get another one.
You have to be accountable
It's
for
over,
the decision
dog.
you made.
Yeah.
Right?
Ain't too many words you can say.
Yo,
But
bro.
For the podcast sake, you can keep explaining. I'll tell you the same thing. Move shoe back to me.
I feel like
Send that big straight back to the factory.
if you made a decision
What up?
to be with that person
Mm.
through sickness and in health,
Yeah.
better or for worse,
Yeah.
you kind of got to give it you kind of got to
We
at
did.
least stand by your word.
We did. I saw who you was. I'm gonna nurse you back so you could bust open for another nigga. We good on this? Nah, no.
I want to know what y'all think. Man.
Yeah, please. I
I
need
wanna
to
know
know
what
what
y'all
y'all
think.
think. I want
Yeah.
to know what you think. You answer your own question. What do you think?
I think that if I made that decision to marry that person.
Yeah, you
and I took
married a
those vows.
whore, and your whore got a wounded wing. You nurse the wing back on so she could fly out to the streets.
I made the decision.
Yeah,
I should have saw the characteristics in that person, and I should have had an idea of who I was marrying.
that's cap, huh?
Right?
So you're gonna punish yourself forever.
It's not punishment. Why is it punishment?
So you run a business. You're self-employed. You hire somebody. That person's stealing from you. You like, well, the hiring process. Yo, I hired this person. I got to deal with it. I'm gonna let this person suck my business dry. That's what you saying?
No, not at all.
So why is it
There's a
different?
difference? Because I didn't take no covenant underneath God.
Oh, you talking about the little wedding? You talking about the you talking about that bullshit? Nigga? Come on now.
That little bullshit. Yeah.
Come on now, yeah, man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Nah. Listen.
All right. So another question that we had in there. Well, you know what? Before we move on, guys, let us know what your definition of loyalty is.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Also, answer the question in the comment section. Are you required to be loyal to someone that treats you bad? We want to know what you guys think. All right. I think one of the questions that was in there is that, have you ever stayed in a relationship longer than you should have?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
I think most relationships do
That's how you
go
learn.
on longer than they should have.
Mm-hmm. Especially those relationships early in life with children, you kind of learn your thresholds through those kind of endeavors. I would say you kind of learn what you will tolerate and what you can't tolerate, what's not happening, and you kind of learn. It's almost like a sociology experiment. You learn about people, like you learn, like it's on the job learning.
I've never had like the people I've dated. I haven't had a ton of, relationships that I would say like, yo, that was my,
Right.
Thank God for that, right? So, but
Got in the game and got out.
yeah, but the thing is, I've never gone through a situation where it was like some type of bad split or break, where it's like, yo, it kind of was like a somewhat organic situation.
Yeah.
Of course, they do go on too long because it's like, all right, we know that we not really kicking it no more like that, and we know we on the outs, and it's like, all right, we not speaking to each other as much. I'm not calling you. You're not calling me.
Yeah.
We're not going out on dates. It's just not. We know what direction this situation is heading.
Yeah.
And that might linger. That might linger for weeks. That might linger for months.
Yeah.
You
But
know
now
what I mean?
put a kid in that equation where you have to speak to that person that you're really not getting along with and you're not compatible with for certain periods of time, but you have to see that person because
You don't think that's
you have
easier?
a child. Easier?
Easier in the sense of like, well, I got to see you anyway, but
No,
let's stop all
easier
this.
to ghost you.
Let's
It's easier to just get on with my life because I ain't like the way you were. Like, it's easier when you don't have that level of commitment there. You have to try to
cutting
make
the relationship.
Cutting the relationship is easier when you have a child.
Because all right, what I'm talking about is that we not really even seeing each other, so we not even getting on the phone to really say to do this break.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
but when you have
so let's take a step. Let's rewind before you stop seeing each other. Let's go from in between. You stop seeing each other, and everything was all good. What happened to make you stop seeing each other?
I'm not even sure if you could say it was all good.
Okay.
Sometimes you might meet somebody
You
else.
just weren't compatible with them.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
Or it's like, all right, like you may realize that this situation is not I don't think it's gonna be a love thing,
Yeah.
long-term relationship thing. And it's like, yeah, you stop calling
Yeah,
as much.
yeah.
You stop hanging out as much. It's
Yeah.
like it's run its
But
course.
then you get past that
Yeah.
realm, and then it is a thing, and then comes the baby with the baby carriage, and then you're there, and then the bullshit comes, and that's where I feel like most people learn their tolerances with long-term relationships and what they can do and what they can't do is when there's a child involved. That's where people kind of stay a little longer, or they press the issue a little bit more for the family's sake. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know, back in the day, people didn't even get separated. They never even got divorced. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Older people, they just kind of like went their separate ways, or they slept in different rooms in the house. You know what I mean? But they kept it going until the kids went to college or everything like that. People stay with each other. You know what I mean? You think loyalty is a little more fickle now than back in the day?
Of course.
Why? What do you think are the contributing factors?
There's a perception of way more options.
Okay.
So people would feel like they'll never find their forever person because it's so many options out there. A dude meets a chick, and a chick could be beautiful. She could be everything that dude desires, but he may meet somebody else, see somebody on social media, and it's like, oh, yo, wow, she's a bit different. She's similar. She got the traits, but there's more out there. And the chick that he had before is definitely good enough, way better than good enough.
Yeah.
But there's a perception of there's something better out there. And I think that's the mentality these days, whereas back in the day, it wasn't that perception of like, yo, I found somebody good, I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to roll with this person.
So you're saying everybody's hypergamous now?
I think the game is the game. The game is a man presents himself to a woman, and he kind of courts to be with a woman, right? Or even in most instances these days, it could be disguised in certain ways, but men are shooting for sex, and if the odds are in that woman's favor, that sex may lead to a long-term relationship, or it might lead to marriage, or it could lead to just getting clapped up and move, and get passed over.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, loyalty is not the same as it used to be.
Right.
Definitely not.
And
the
that's
same.
for the worse of relationships?
I believe so, because it goes to what we were saying in the first conversation, is that you assume that there's something better out there.
Yeah.
Right? And it's more
That's
detrimental to women versus men, because men perceive women that sleep with more men as lower value.
Yeah.
Women that see men that sleep with a lot of women, they see them as attractive because they are able to attract multiple suitors of, a certain level. So that raises their value.
They must got resources, and they must, because everybody else is saying that they do. So
Yeah.
let me see what's
Yeah.
going on
So
over there. Where do you see the state of marriage in 20 years?
well, you see
20
how it
20
is
years.
now. It's like, it's literally, I forgot what the stats are, but the numbers are
Crazy,
dropping
right?
crazy,
It's
where
crazy.
like people are not getting married these days.
Yeah.
Are
Are the images setting a bad example? Like, are we setting a bad example? My grandparents were married. My parents were married. My oldest daughter, me and her mother were married, but we split. what does that mean for my daughter, for my eldest daughter? Does that pattern break, and she looks at it like, oh,
The
they
odds?
they raised me well, and you know what I mean. I didn't come from a,
I
came from
think
a broken home, maybe per se, but you know what I mean. Even though we stepped in and we're still stand in there wherever she needs us as her mother and father, I can still stand next to her mother for anything she needs me for. But does that tarnish her image of, possibly getting married, or what does she,
I don't think so.
or does she look at it like, oh, it's just easy to just leave if I get married? Like I could just get divorced. That's the option? Of course, it's an option.
Well,
but-
yeah, I think depending on the upbringing, yeah, I think that does have an impact. But
right,
my parents were never married,
right,
but I am married,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So I could have gone.
How did you gain your value for marriage? Where did you see that you wanted that?
I took on other role models
Mhm.
other than my inner circle. I met a couple of guys as I, in certain areas of my life, and they really promoted marriage. They put
Really?
marriage on a certain pedestal, and
Yeah,
then also,
they were older than you, or
yeah,
years?
they were older than me.
How
yeah.
much?
I would say maybe about 7 to 8 years
Okay.
older than me,
Healthy, nice. Yeah.
and
Almost like a big brother.
yeah, for sure,
Kinda, right,
for
right,
sure,
right, right.
and
Nice mentorship, like, yeah,
absolutely, it was some guys that I really looked up to,
right.
and
They
they
were
would
promoting marriage for the right reasons. What were their reasons?
as far as I could tell,
Yeah,
they were, in love with their significant others, and that's what they saw with their parents.
right. Oh,
Right?
Okay.
So
So that symbolism
Yeah.
bled through them into you.
shout out to those guys because
Yeah.
both of them are divorced now. But either way,
Bong. We need a fucking
hey.
drop boy for that shit. We need like
I could thank them for for my situation
yeah,
because
for the game.
they definitely turned me on to it, and
Word.
even if it didn't work for them, it worked for me.
Absolutely
You understand
right.
what I'm saying?
Absolutely
So,
right. Absolutely right.
but
Yeah.
I think that as far as the state of marriage, I think it's going to continue to decline. I hate to say that, and I hope as a platform we could kind of have some impact on that to make it go in the other direction. But
I mean,
We've said it on the-
we try not to grandstand on it, like, oh, you should be married or you're less than because you're not married and all that.
yeah,
I personally try not to, but I hope that we do drive home the fact that,
marriage is still beneficial.
100% for the nuclear family, for the if you're gonna raise children, or more successful when they come out of a nuclear family, everything, like, just period, like, and dating for the intention to marry, and setting a goal to be married as a man and a woman, you could definitely be on the right path. You know what I mean? And there's a path that you could put yourself onto, and that should be the end goal.
But I feel like, in my opinion, I think the state of marriage will decline because we said it before on the platform.
Mhm.
Women give access to sex and men give access to relationships and marriage.
Yes.
I'm not sure if a lot of women see the benefit of getting married at this point, especially if they are getting to the point where they're starting to out earn men.
Mm-hmm.
It's really no incentive for them.
Mm-hmm.
So, women, they tend to peacock, and when I say peacock, is they want to show you everything they have, but they don't want to share everything they have, right? So, They could tell you they got X, Y, and Z, but they're not trying to share it with a man or give it up, split it with a man. And they're like, all right, the things that I would have acquired or the things that I would shoot for if I was in a situation with a man,
Yeah.
I've already accomplished that myself. So what's the purpose of getting married? Right? So men get married based on finding the correct suitor. And a lot of the times, if it's a man that wants to get married and he's a certain level of man, looks wise, income, money and all that, he has his shit together. He probably has his pick of women to choose of who he wants to be married to. And if there's less suitors where women are not like really pushing the idea of marriage going forward, if it's pretty much up to them. It's up to them to push the issue, even though we are the ones that make the decision whether we want to propose and move forward with that.
Yeah.
But I think they see it as not having that big of an incentive to get married.
So what does society look like? Less people are married. Everybody we're just having kids and then
not having kids. I think it's less people having kids, less people.
Decline. Everything is.
Absolutely
going to take a hit,
especially in the black community. Especially in the black community.
What if you could propose one thing to kind of change that? What would you propose? Sign up to the Cigars and Whiskey coaching.
What I would propose.
One thing. Just something small. You know what I mean? Just something, small but a big question, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure if it would be one thing that could be proposed. Mm-hmm. It's not going to be painted with like one broad stroke.
Yeah.
For men, you could have men that are on a certain level. They're going to be able to continue to pick and choose who they want to be with or who they want to procreate with, who they want to make their wife.
Yeah.
Right? There's going to be a demographic of women that are just to the point where they might be too like hyper successful to the point where a man or the man that they want or the standards that they set for themselves, they might not ever get that man.
Well, let's reverse engineer that right there. Okay. If women want to mutate into men, if they want to be the hyper successful, why do hyper successful men want wives?
Because men are, I feel like they are somewhat in their DNA. I'm not gonna say it's from when they're born or it's not innate when they're born, but as time goes by, they want to leave a legacy.
Okay. So you don't think women eventually is gonna want to leave a legacy if they're putting that much work in?
You made the comment earlier. Women create.
Yeah.
Men build.
Yeah.
So the greatest purpose on the earth for men and women is to procreate and be fruitful and multiply.
Absolutely.
Right? Mm-hmm. But a man more or less like he's gonna focus on his mission. Yeah. And then when he gets that mission done, he's gonna share that mission. Right? And this is the difference between men and women. Women are now focusing on that mission, and they're getting to the bag, and they're successful, and they're making money the same way men do.
Yeah.
But the difference is that they don't want to share that.
But yeah, that's where the mutation is kind of like fatal, because it's like men always had a bigger plan.
Yeah, a man has a lot of the time
in that plan.
A man could literally work on his passion, his goal, become successful, buy houses, cars, and stack his bank account, get a woman knowing that he has high probability of the marriage not working out and losing all that, but he's willing to, we got a house. All right, come move in this house, and this is our house.
Yeah.
Right?
Share everything.
Share everything.
Mm-hmm.
Get divorced and lose half of everything that he had already built, right?
Yeah.
Before the woman got there.
Yeah.
Women, on the other hand, they want to do all that, buy a crib, buy all that stuff, get their money up, be successful, build businesses, all that. But when a man comes, no, you got to have what I have. I'm not trying to share with you.
As humans, aren't we bred to evolve?
Well, that's what's going to have to happen, though.
Mm-hmm.
No, what's going to have to happen is that there has to be a shift where women have to, they're going to, the same way a man doesn't care about what a woman financially brings to the table,
right?
Because they already got the finances already taken care of.
Yeah.
That's going to have to shift. Right? And men are going to have to shift also.
Because like what you're saying is, women aren't going to have to care about what a man brings to the table, but we're going to start having a conversation soon as are we raising our sons to be helpmeets? Are we raising young men to be helpmeets to successful women?
We don't know. We talked before the show. We talked about AI.
Yeah,
AI is taking over a lot of things.
Yeah.
A lot of jobs. A lot of the things we do on a day-to-day basis is going to be automated.
She's going to be getting that computer dick.
Yeah, man. So, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? You know, you could try to fight against, or people are resourceful and they'll figure out ways in order to make money and try to survive. But bro, we don't know what's going to happen.
Man. All right. Well, that's what we have, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Again, man. To the guys and girls out there, let us know what you think in the comment section.
What are your final thoughts on this? I can't think of the name of it. What?
Oh, hold on. Before we get into that,
go ahead.
Let us know what your thoughts are on the state of marriage and relationships, long-term relationships and marriage. Am I off base? Are we off base as far as the state of marriage and long-term relationships? Is it going to continue to decline, or you think you see there's going to be a change? We want to know what you guys think. All right, so you were saying, what do we think about the
Hill Haven Lounge,
Hill Haven Lodge?
Yeah.
As time went by, I kind of the mineral taste kind of subsided a little bit.
Yes.
So, it's not bad. It's not bad. I didn't think it was bad from the beginning.
How did it fare to that other California whiskey we had? Remember that black bottle? It was a blend as well too. I can't think of the name of it, but it was a different. But I felt like that was like a little bit.
Was it called Beach Chair? Or?
Yeah, that's exactly the name of it. Yeah.
I don't know if it was Beach Chair. It was something. It was like a chair or something like that.
Yeah, it was something like that.
I can't.
It was a black bottle.
Yeah, all black bottle.
Yeah. But I kind of see where this has a place. Like this, listen, sitting like this is a beautiful bottle. Like that's the mainstay. It looks like old Hollywood. It looks like a,
I get it.
Yeah, it's
I
a
get
beautiful
it, but
looking bottle.
We are speaking to whiskey drinkers, right?
Whiskey drinkers,
so
right.
It could be good to look at, but they want to know what it tastes like.
It is serviceable. The blend is well done. It's not an Irish. For
40 ABV, 80 proof.
Yeah.
It's a little bitey on the back end.
It'll get you.
Yeah.
It'll get you.
I really thought, but I know that most American whiskeys are 40 ABV, 80 proof, right? That's usually the minimum, with scotches, it's usually 80s. Even I think Irishes too. They're like 80.
Okay.
Bourbons will get up to the 90s, hundreds, or whatever.
Yeah. They get busy.
But when I taste this, I thought this was higher proof than 80.
It got a little bite.
Yes,
Yeah.
it does.
Because it's young and it's. I felt like with the blend they try to speed up the process.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah.
Yeah. So but very respectable. Not the whiskey of the year, but a
Solid showing.
solid showing, real solid showing. This can have a place on your collection. If Cigars and Whiskey came out with a whiskey, I wouldn't be mad if it tasted like this
I get you.
because of the time it takes to produce it and the packaging. I think if you're putting something together, I wouldn't be mad for this being the first showing.
Gotcha.
Right.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So I'm not gonna be hard on it. I actually respect it for what it is.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. So what is the name again? The Hillhaven Lodge.
Yeah.
Straight American whiskey.
Yeah. Sound like a vibe though, man.
It
That's
does.
the
It
vibe.
does.
Like, the whole story sound like a vibe. Like the property, the crib, people coming through the chill, and then you just naming the whiskey out. It just sounds like a vibe. Like that's
Yeah.
I like that.
All right. You guys try it out, man.
Yeah.
Pick it up at your local wine and spirits,
Yeah.
and let us
And look
know.
at that bottle, man. That's the beautiful bottle, yo.
Yeah, absolutely is. Let us know how you think this particular whiskey fared.
Yeah.
Do you like it? Do you agree with our review of it? And would you drink it? Would you put it in your collection? Definitely a great looking bottle. So, all right. So also, if you don't follow us on Instagram, please do at Cigars Whiskey. That's Cigars with an S, Whiskey. Also, subscribe to our YouTube channel. All right, please, by all means, go on the page, watch the videos, like all the videos. Cigars, the Ensign,
Share,
Whiskey
comment,
Podcast.
all that fly stuff.
Absolutely.
With us, man.
Cigars, the Ensign, Whiskey Podcast. Remember to like, share, and also subscribe to the channel.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Also,
We gotta name our tribe. We gotta name y'all. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
let us know. Put some suggestions in the comment section of what we want to be named. You know what I mean? Like, we want to name our tribe. You know, Corey's on us about that. We gotta name us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we gotta talk about
If you have any questions, any comments, any recommendations, you want to recommend a cigar, a spirit, or even a topic, you can hit us up on Instagram or shoot us an email. All right. podcast@cigarswhiskey.com. If you have a product or service and you want to sponsor a show, shoot us an email. podcast@cigarswhiskey.com. All right. If you like the show and you like the content that we're putting out, right, you can show your support via Cash App. Same as the Instagram, Cigars Whiskey, Cigars with an S, Whiskey. Even if you don't have any money, the best thing that you can do is subscribe to our YouTube channel. All right. Go on the videos, hit a thumbs up. Also hit the bell for notifications to let you know when we have new content coming out. And we would definitely appreciate that by all means. All
When
right.
you get some money, send it.
Absolutely. All right. So with that, we want to thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Cigars and Whiskey.
CNH.
We will catch you on the next one.
CNW.
Peace. CW. Yeah.
That's CNH. Yeah. I was trying to whip up that